This is Kevin Mayo, your American correspondent of Real Ale Craft Beer, and today we have Dogfish Head 120. Simon asked me to go ahead and review some American craft beers for him. I was at Yankee Spirits in Sturbridge, Massachusetts, which has got a great selection yesterday, and I'm going up and down the shelf, so I had two of these left, so I bought one of them, so we're in for a real treat. Most of you know the story of the Dogfish Head 120. It's 20% alcohol, though they backed that off. It used to be 20%. They brew it between 15 and 18 now. It just makes a more stable beer from what I understand. It's boiled for 2 hours. It's continuously hopped for an hour. It's continuously dry hopped or broadleaf hopped for like another month in the barrel. It's super big beer, super strong. And it ages very well. I have 2 bottles in my fridge that have been aging for over a year at this point. But we're going to go ahead and give this a crack and try a fresh one today. Let's go ahead and give it a crack. And we'll give it a pour. Again, 18% alcohol would probably won't drink the whole bottle. Dogfish Head kind of recommends you share this. So, we'll give it a little look here. And again, you're not expecting a lot of head with that much alcohol. You got about a half a finger of pretty bright white head. It's really hot and humid here today, but it looks like even if I wipe off the humidity on the glass, it's still got some haze in it, fair amount of carbonation, and it's a dark orange. Go ahead and do the aroma. You do pick up the alcohol right away. I mean, it's like sniffing a vodka or a rum. We're having severe thunder showers right now. The lights just dim. We'll see what happens if I can get through the review. You get a lot of that caramel malt. And again, this has got a ton of malt in it to balance off all the hops. Get a little bit of like a darker fruit, like a cherry. A hint of grapefruit, hint of pine. Both of those are fairly faint. But again, predominantly alcohol, predominantly sweet malt, caramel. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. Up front, it's really sweet. You also get the alcohol. You definitely taste the alcohol. You get a real warming in the back of your throat from the alcohol. Everybody expects this beer to be really bitter because it's 120 IBUs. And this is probably the 4th or 5th time I've drank it, and it's not that bitter. It's less bitter than the Dogfish Head 60. It's less bitter than the Dogfish Head 90 because of all that malt. And again, they got so much malt in it that the yeast is fermenting, but it can't ferment at all, so it leads to sugar in the beer. Caramel. You do get some bitter at the back end. You get that thick resin coating on the tongue. Bubblegum, a hint of orange, you know what it's like? It's almost like syrup. It's so sweet and it's thick and viscous that it's almost like syrup, but it's got a lot of nice tasting notes into it. I think what we need it for it to do is to really age. It's one of the big beers in the world. I mean, the beer geeks go nuts for it. And I tell people I've had it, they go, oh, you're so lucky. But it's a really specialized beer. It's not a beer for every day for it. You know, you could make a case that you would, you know, like a champagne, that you would crack this for a special occasion. So to give it a score, it's tough because it doesn't really categorize particularly well with anybody else. but I'll give it a solid 90 out of 100. And until next time, keep drinking.